Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into GR Infraprojects Limited,
GRL.
or GRL,
Yeah.
a major player in the Indian infrastructure scene, especially road construction. And we're going straight to the source excerpts.
Okay.
From GRL's recent regulatory filing to the Securities and Exchange Board of India. It's a goldmine of financial figures,
Yeah.
auditors' reports, even details of related party transactions. Think of this deep dive as like
Right.
a backstage pass to see how GRLs is performing and what strategic moves they're making.
Yeah, peek behind the curtain to really see what's going on.
So let's start with the foundation, GRL's financial performance.
Okay.
The Independent Auditor's Review Report covers both the quarterly and year-to-date unaudited standalone financials, which means we're looking at numbers just for GRL itself,
Right.
not in subsidiaries.
Just GRL.
And these figures are for the periods ending September 30, 2024.
Like checking GRL's individual report card before we look at the whole class?
Exactly. So first up, revenue from operations. A cool euro 128,808.08 lakhs.
Wow.
For the quarter, jumping to 2,004,682.9 lakhs for the half year. What does that tell us?
It's interesting because despite a global slowdown in infrastructure spending, GRIL seems to be holding steady. And even comparing these figures with last year, we even see some growth. So that's a good sign for the company's overall health.
Okay, impressive. Now let's talk profit. The report shows a net profit of 11,482 lakhs for the quarter.
Okay.
Which translates to an impressive 15,186 lakhs for the half year. And more importantly, what does this mean for investors?
Well, this translates to a basic earnings per share of 11.87 for the quarter.
Okay.
And 15.72 for the half year. And that's really a key figure for investors because it shows how much profit GRL is generating for each share of stock.
Got it.
So not bad at all.
Now, the report also mentions consolidated results. What's the difference between standalone and consolidated?
So standalone financials, like we just discussed, represent GRIL's performance as a single entity. Consolidated financials bring in the performance of all its subsidiaries and joint ventures. It's like looking at the entire family's finances together.
Okay, so consolidated figures give us a bigger picture of GRIL's operations.
Exactly.
And what do those numbers look like?
So the consolidated revenue for the half year was 3,466,902.4 lakhs. So significantly higher than the standalone revenue
wow.
of 2,004,682.9 lakhs. Clearly, subsidiaries play a big part in GRIL's overall performance.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything else noteworthy in these reports?
Yes. The report highlights other comprehensive income, and this is often overlooked, but it actually reveals important information about a company's financial health beyond just net profit.
Okay, break it down for us.
Huh.
What exactly is other comprehensive income? Why should we care?
So think of it this way. You're planning a trip and you've booked a flight.
Okay.
The ticket price fluctuates, sometimes going up, sometimes down.
Right.
Until you actually fly, you haven't actually gained or lost money.
Yeah.
But those fluctuations could impact your travel budget. Other comprehensive income is similar. It tracks potential future gains or losses that haven't hit the bank account yet.
Ah, so it's like acknowledging potential bumps in the road, even if we haven't hit them yet.
Precisely.
Nice.
For example, the report mentions a remeasurement loss on defined benefit plans, and those are employee pension plans.
Yeah.
Market ups and downs can affect their value,
Right.
resulting in gains or losses recorded as other comprehensive income.
So for us, as we look at GRL, this means keeping an eye on future reports
Right.
to see if these unrealized losses on pension plans materialize and impact their bottom line.
Exactly. It's all about getting a fuller picture of the company's financial health, not just the immediate snapshot.
Got it. That's super helpful.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears from numbers to a major strategic move.
Okay.
GRL's acquisition of Bijapur REZ Transmission Limited.
Yes.
This seems like a bold move. What's the story behind it?
This caught my eye too. Bijapur REZ Transmission Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of PFC Consulting Limited, was just incorporated on June 28, 2024.
So brand new,
Brand new.
and GIL snatched them up.
Yeah.
What's the strategy here?
So it appears GRLL acquired this newly formed company specifically to undertake a transmission project in Karnataka.
Okay.
And this involves setting up a 400 and 220 kV pooling station and associated infrastructure.
Interesting. So they're expanding into power transmission.
Yes.
Why acquire a newly formed company?
Yeah.
Why not handle it themselves?
That's a great question, and it suggests this is a very strategic play by GRL. They likely saw this acquisition as a faster and more efficient way to enter the power transmission sector.
Could this signal a move away from their traditional focus on road construction? Are they diversifying?
It's too early to say for sure, but this acquisition definitely hints at a move towards diversifying their business. It'll be interesting to watch how this unfolds.
Yeah, lots of questions for sure.
Oh,
But now for a topic that casts a bit of a shadow,
okay.
the regulatory matter in Assam.
Yes, this is something that investors should be aware of. Back in June 2022, a case was registered against GRIL by law enforcement officials in Assam under the Prevention of Corruption Act.
Whoa, serious stuff. Any specifics on the case?
Unfortunately, the filing doesn't provide specifics because it's still under judicial consideration.
So it's sub judice.
It is.
But the filing does mention that no charges have been framed against GRIL or its employees yet, right?
That's correct. And it's important to acknowledge the situation and consider its potential implications for GRIL.
Absolutely. Legal and regulatory challenges can seriously impact a company's operations and reputation.
Exactly. It's a factor to keep in mind when evaluating GRIL's overall risk profile.
Agreed. Speaking of strategic moves, let's look at another aspect of GRIL's financial dealings.
Okay.
That deserves attention. Their divestment of 7 subsidiaries.
Right. This happened on February 29, 2024, when GRIL sold its 100% stake in these subsidiaries to Bharat Highways in VIT, also known as the NVIT, but instead of receiving cash, GRIL received units in the NVIT. So it's like swapping ownership for an investment?
I'm curious what could be the motivation behind this move. Does this divestment mean GRIL is moving away from owning physical assets and becoming more of a project management company?
There could be several reasons. One possibility is that GRIL wanted to unlock the value tied up in those subsidiaries, while still having some exposure to the infrastructure sector through their investment in the NBIT. It's a form of diversification.
Interesting. Kind of like spreading their bets within the infrastructure world.
Exactly. This divestment could signal a shift in GRL's business model towards a more asset-light approach.
Asset-light.
Yeah, it means focusing more on managing and developing projects instead of owning the physical assets. So think of it as being the brains behind the operation,
Okay,
not necessarily holding all the bricks and mortar.
that makes sense. Now for our final topic in this section.
Okay.
Related party transactions.
Yes. Always an important area to scrutinize, especially for corporate governance and transparency.
Absolutely. The filing lists various types of related party transactions, including remuneration to directors and promoters, guarantees received reimbursements of expenses, and outstanding balances payable. It's all about making sure everything is above board,
Right.
and those in charge aren't taking advantage of their positions.
Transparency is crucial. These disclosures allow for scrutiny
Yeah.
and ensure that everything is on the up and up.
Let's take a closer look at some specifics. The filing mentions significant guarantees received from Mr. Vinod Kumar Agarwal and Mr. Ajendra Kumar Agarwal, who serve as chairman and whole-time director and managing director, respectively. Guarantees. What kind are we talking about?
So these guarantees likely relate to financial obligations GRIL has taken on,
Right.
possibly for loans or project financing. Having these guarantees from key personnel can make it easier for GRIL to secure funding and shows they're committed to meeting their obligations.
So it's like a safety net for lenders or investors, right?
Exactly. It's all about managing risk and building confidence.
What should we as listeners keep in mind when reviewing related party transactions?
Look for potential conflicts of interest and whether these transactions are conducted fairly. Make sure the company's interests and its shareholders are the priority.
Excellent advice.
Well,
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into GRIL. We've explored their financial performance, strategic acquisitions and divestments, and even the regulatory matter they're facing.
it does paint a fascinating picture. We see a company that's doing well financially, but also making bold moves to diversify and adapt to a changing market.
Yeah, they're not just sticking to the old playbook. It's like they're actively seeking new avenues for growth.
Right.
Reading through these financial statements, it's clear that even big infrastructure companies have to deal with pension plan headaches, something we could all relate to, right?
Indeed. And that brings us to a thought-provoking question for you to ponder.
Okay.
GRIL seems to be at a crossroads, strategically shifting towards a more diversified portfolio. What do you think the long-term implications of this will be for the company and its investors?
Ooh, I love a good brain teaser. Will this diversification pay off, leading to greater stability and growth? Or will it spread their resources too thin, potentially impacting their core business?
Only time will tell, but it's definitely something to keep a close eye on. As an investor, understanding other comprehensive income can help you spot potential future risks or opportunities that might not be immediately obvious from the net profit figures.
Right. This deep dive has given us a lot to think about. It's like having a backstage pass to the world of corporate finance.
Knowledge is power, especially in the world of finance. Staying informed and engaged is crucial for making sound investment decisions.
Couldn't said it better myself. And remember, this is just a snapshot in time. GRIL's story is still being written, and the decisions they make in the coming months and years will ultimately determine their success.
Precisely. We've got a great starting point for understanding GRIL's current position and potential future trajectory, but it's crucial to stay updated on their developments and make your own informed judgments.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the beauty of these regulatory filings. They offer a glimpse into the inner workings of a company, allowing investors to go beyond the headlines and form their own conclusions.
Indeed.
Mhm.
And with that, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into GRIL.
Thanks for guiding us through these complex financial waters. You've certainly given us a lot to chew on.
Always a pleasure to delve into these fascinating details with you. Until next time, happy investing.
And to all you listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on diving deep.
Absolutely. It's like having that backstage pass, and we get to really see what's going on with a company like GRIL.
Yeah, and we've covered a lot of ground here from, you know,
Mhm.
their solid financial performance, but then these intriguing strategic moves,
Yeah.
you know, venturing into power transmission and shifting towards a more asset-light model. And of
Oh.
course, let's not forget that regulatory matter in Assam, which is something to keep an eye on. Yeah, you've given us a lot to consider. It's fascinating to see a company like GRIL, traditionally known for road construction, making these bold decisions to adapt and, potentially redefine its role in the infrastructure landscape.
Right. And it gives us, I think, a really good foundation for understanding their current position and their potential trajectory. But it's just a beginning. The story continues to unfold, and it's going to be fascinating to see what the future holds for GRIL.
So to our listeners out there, remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to, navigating the world of finance and investments. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep digging deeper into those companies that pique your interest.
Who knows? Maybe you'll uncover the next big investment opportunity or simply gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the business world. Until next time, happy investing.
And to all you listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on diving deep.